It is June, and you know what that means. That's right. This month, in fact, next week, is the 29th anniversary of Digimon, with the very first Digital Monster V-Pets coming out on June 26, 1997. Good for them. And Digimon Times was announced this week, our kind of Digimon Direct. So I thought it would be a good time to take a look over what we've already had, but specifically look towards the future to think about what we might see at Digimon Times and beyond for the future of Digimon into the 30th anniversary next year in 2027. What is up, digital companions? My name is Karn EX and welcome back to another video, and it's getting excited. I can feel it in the air. Digimon things are happening. So first of all, yes, Digimon Times was announced this week to be airing on June 26th, the 29th anniversary of Digimon, and we're expecting some good things. Now, obviously, this year is the 29th anniversary, not the 30th anniversary. However, Digimon and other properties, especially in Japan, tend to start hyping up their big years before they actually happen. Consider that we got the Kingdom Hearts 4 trailer at the Nintendo Direct, and they're now beginning the 25th anniversary of Kingdom Hearts marketing, even though that doesn't actually happen until March of next year. So obviously we've had an incredible 2025-2026 with the release of Time Stranger, Beatbreak airing weekly, the closed beta of Elysian, and maybe more. We'll get to that in a bit. But specifically in 2026, obviously we had Digimon Con, which announced the large-scale expansion DLC for Time Stranger, and a bunch of other merch, and I think merch is where I want to start. They have confirmed a new collab V-Pet is happening, Ultraman and Digimon. I haven't talked about this before, because all we have is a teaser image. However, whether it be at Digimon Times or not, it seems pretty likely we're going to get information on that soon, as we did kind of have this similar kind of gap between the announcement of the Godzilla Digimon V-Pets and their reveal. Personally, because we are kind of in the waiting room for the 30th anniversary of Digimon, I don't see anything massively bigger than Ultraman Cross Digimon happening this year. Though I think it's quite likely that we might get one or two more collaboration V-Pets announced. I know a lot of people want to see Pokemon and Digimon, less likely in my opinion. We could see Kingdom Hearts Digimon. I mean, we have the Kingdom Hearts Tamagotchi, pretty close, though I think another property like Beyblade or Yu-Gi-Oh would be perfect for a collab. Speaking of V-Pets, I think looking into the 30th anniversary of Digimon, that's where I think they really need to strike while the iron is hot, the big celebration of Digimon, but specifically the original Digital Monster V-Pets. I don't know what or how, but we've seen a lot of things with Tamagotchi where they've really ramped things up, like with Tamagotchi Connect and Uni and things like that, and I think that's the step Digimon needs to take. Seems pretty obvious that they're making a lot of money from specifically the original Digital Monster branding, whether it be the collabs or this new wave of V-Pets they're doing, which are basically just still the Digital Monster version 1 but with new branding and packaging. I think capitalizing on that somehow is how they can really make something interesting for the 30th. Personally, I always like new stuff like the Vital Bracelet, rest in peace, or even the Digimon Axel, but I would be happy enough if they did go for something that was similar to the Digital Monster version 1 but with maybe online functionality, Bluetooth, NFC, I don't know, something like that, to kind of keep going with Digimon and be honorable and true to their roots. I've had a couple of other minor and major updates regarding Digimon this past month. Pretty minor, but they have announced a new Gashapon release for September this year in Japan, continuing the Digimon card game Acrylic Charm collection, but this time with 02. Paildramon, Stingmon, Armored Digi-Eggs, etc. Not something that I personally collect, but I can see this kind of being a bit of a ramp up towards some more announcements. Discotech in America has got Digimon Tamers dubbed in a solid HD upscale, and they're going to have a subbed version later. These releases never release in my country, but if they release where you are, congratulations if you want to pick up some more Digimon physical media. We just got the reveal of the Wave 2 of the new Digimon V-Pets with the new branding. We've got some really cool designs here, like this Coronamon graffiti one, a bunch of original champion Digimon, this awesome black and white design, and the pixelated heart with the little Monzemon at the bottom. Love that. In the games department, Digimon Story Time Stranger on Switch and Switch 2 comes out July 10th still, and there is a demo out now, which obviously you can go play for free. It's the exact same demo we got on console and PC back in 2025, but there is a Switch and a Switch 2 version. Plus, of course, on Thursday I put out my video on the new updates for Digimon Story Time Stranger coming alongside the Switch 1 and Switch 2 launch, Terriermon Assistant, photo mode, graphics modes, and even a fix to the Digifarm. Go check out my full video on that on the screen right now. Interestingly as well, we still don't have an update on the DLC for the Switch versions. They're still saying releasing by September, which if they're not all available at launch, that'll be hilarious, but I'm hoping at at least it'll be like month, you know? So first wave of DLC releasing with the game in July, second in August, third in September. I don't know why they do that, because it's all single player, not multiplayer, but it's Bandai. Though if all of these DLC are released by September, again, probably going to be a lot sooner, September I think would be a good time to start teasing the next wave of DLC properly, give us a title or something like that. Though again, Digimon Times would be a good place to do that too. I'm really hoping that DLC is early 2027, not late 2027. Also in games, of course, Digimon Up is in active promotion. The final pre-registration campaign towards the Tai and Agumon, which again I think is going to be some kind of companion thing. I don't think it's going to be your tamer character who gets to play as Taichi and Agumon. That would be silly. I think it's like something in addition to your partner Digimon, etc. They have confirmed that the placeholder on the App Store is not accurate to the release date. However, I think we are probably looking at something around there. If we consider July 28th or whatever to be a rough approximation, we could see it much earlier, say mid-July, which feels quite likely to me, or we could see it further into August. Again, I'd love it on Odaiba Day. I think that'd be very appropriate for a game so heavily themed around Digimon anime, but I do not think this is going past the summer as a release date, mainly because Digimon Elysian is definitely going to be out by December. They've confirmed it's a 2026 release. The TCG set's release mid-December related to Elysian, so I'm pretty sure we're seeing Elysian sometime after September, but obviously as late as December it could be. So I don't think Digimon Up wants to release that late in the year, just for a little bit of brand synergy and kind of not promoting one game too much before another's come out. I've seen some people questioning why they're promoting Digimon Up so much more, because Digimon Up's probably almost ready to come out, whereas Digimon Elysian's still got a little bit of run to go. Even though it's different departments, they're still all under the Bandai umbrella. I think we're also likely to start seeing something new for Beatbreak. The gift arc is underway quite heavily, and a poll result for the 150th Digital Citizen Vote was posted on the Digimon Net website this week, and completely ignoring the poll results, other than the fact that Commandramon won, the post says, and this is translated from Japanese into English, but it's on their official website with their official translation, the anime Digimon Beatbreak is currently airing its third season to great acclaim. Now, to clarify, no, Digimon Beatbreak has not had 3 seasons or 3 series. By season, they mean like a core or an arc. Again, a little bit of machine translation is likely. But then if we scroll to the bottom past some of the results, we can see that it says Digimon Beatbreak is currently airing. The story is about to enter its 4th season. Again, core, arc. Don't miss what happens next. So the gift arc is already going to be wrapping up pretty soon as we enter the 4th arc. And what's interesting though is it doesn't say the final arc. I've been worried for a while now about this 49 episode count that some people asserted when Beatbreak was first coming out. If we're in the mid-30s episode count and we have a 4th arc coming, that would logically to me take us past the 49 episode count. It really remains to be seen at this stage whether the 4th will be the final, but because they didn't use the word final here, I'm optimistic Beatbreak's going to run for a little bit longer. But we'll see. It's something I think is really cool. We finally saw the official art of Taowumon completing the 4 perils of Digimon, and as I posted on Twitter, a really good evolution line for Vicaralamon is now existing. Tapemon, admittedly, it's an ungulate, not a boar, but close enough. Then Boarmon, Vicaralamon, and Taowumon, which is an ice boar mega. I guess my question here is what we want to see next from Digimon into 2027. Like I say, that new VPET is very likely, and I do think it's time we finally got a VPET that can officially go online, not through fan projects like World, or the VPET, which had to use a companion app. I'd love it if I could just do it on the VPET itself, so that might not be possible for some reason. But what else will be the 30th anniversary project? It's hard to say because it wouldn't be the 30th anniversary of anime for Digimon, that being in 2 further years' time in 2029. That's where I think we're more likely to see like a big anime project, whether it be a new Digimon Adventure movie, some kind of crossover event like in Cross Wars, but on a grander scale. We have seen that Kakudo intended his vision of a new Digimon Adventure project to include a bunch of past characters and indeed Tomoro from Beatbreak showing up. My boy the Digino did a great video on this. I don't plan to talk about it too much because, I don't know, it's not that interesting to me. It's not impossible, of course, we get a new anime after Beatbreak or a Beatbreak Season 2 in 2027, but historically when we've looked at projects, we have had Digimon games be themed around the anniversaries, like Cyber Sleuth being an anniversary project. It says so right when you boot up the game. If the Time Stranger DLC is analogous to a Hacker's Memory equivalent to Time Stranger, so rather than releasing a whole new title, they release what is basically a new game, maybe slightly less of a runtime than Hacker's Memory, but you know, a lot of new Digimon, maybe an entirely new story, unrelated or partially related to the plot of Time Stranger. I can see that having a boot screen that says like, you know, Digital Monster 30th anniversary, but it's possible given that the Digimon World games are so very based on the specific Digital Monster VPET style of gameplay, raising, feeding, pooping, dying, starting all over again. It would be a pretty good year to at least announce a Digimon World project. I'm going to do a whole video talking about what I would do for the next Digimon World game as someone who is kind of in both camps of liking and disliking Digimon World games, but I certainly think at Digimon Con next year they could announce a new game of some variety. And of course at that point we're going to have all of Time Stranger out, Digimon Up out, Digimon Elysian out, and waiting for, if not already playing, the Time Stranger DLC, so we're going to have plenty of things to keep us distracted while we wait for the next main Digimon game. I'd love Digimon Survive 2 as well, Hara, if you're listening. And the final thing that I think we really need to see for the 30th anniversary of Digital Monster, because it's debated whether we got one for the 25th anniversary, and that is a specific 30th anniversary celebratory Digimon. Agumon, of course, is the original, then we have Dracomon as the 10th anniversary, Hackmon is the 15th anniversary, and Zubamon with the 20 on his blade, the 20th anniversary Digimon. And generally it's considered that Lugamon would be the 25th anniversary Digimon, but I don't know if they've ever specifically stated that Lugamon is. Either way though, I'd love to see a 30th anniversary Digimon. It's also a little funny that 2027 in the Chinese zodiac is the year of the goat, the fire goat or red goat specifically, which I think is incredibly appropriate for Digimon itself being the goat, the greatest of all time. It'd be kind of cool to see a fire goat Digimon of some variety as the 30th anniversary of Digimon, or given that it would be 30 years since 1997 and 1997 was the Chinese zodiac year of the ox, you could go with that too. However, typically anniversary Digimon tend to be draconic or dinosaur-y, of course Lugamon bucking that trend, so who knows ultimately. But I think a fire goat for the 30th anniversary of Digimon is hilarious and very cool in concept. But that's it, just a little check-in for what's going on with Digimon in the future and what I'm hoping for, especially with Digimon Times happening. I'm really excited to see what news we get there, and of course I'll be doing a follow-up video, maybe even two, about the biggest bits of news from Digimon Times, and I'll be streaming it as well. I just feel like I'm in such an optimistic time for Digimon right now, with everything coming out, and I know people are divided on some stuff, but for me it's just more things I enjoy from the franchise I love, so I'm super excited. Thank you to my Sovereign, ZDK14, and Jeremy Babineau, as well as everyone else who supports me over on patreon.com/Karn EX, and my YouTube channel members here on YouTube. Hope you're enjoying the early access at the moment. We've got some exclusive videos coming very soon, and I'll see you next time when we go digital. Bye-bye.